Alechem, Malachei Hashayre, Malachei El Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei El Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ani L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei El Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei El Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 7 of our Siddurim. I'd like to invite Jen to light our Shabbos candles. Come, let us welcome Shabbat.
May its radiance illumine our hearts.
Light is the symbol of the divine.
The eternal is my light and my salvation.
Light is the symbol of the divine within us.
The human spirit is the light of the eternal.
Light is the symbol of divine law.
For the mitzvah is a lamp and the Torah a light.
Light is the symbol of Israel's mission.
I, the eternal, have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, O eternal our God, who makes our lives holy through divine mitzvot and has commanded us to kindle the Shabbat lamp.
Amen.
May the eternal bless us with Shabbat joy.
Amen.
May the eternal bless us with Shabbat peace.
Amen.
May the eternal bless us with Shabbat holiness.
Amen. We join together on page 9 of our Siddurim for Lechai Dodi. Lechai Dodi, Likraka, La Yadadai, 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 Pene Shabbat, Nekadila. Lechai Dodi, Likraka, La Yadadai, 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 Pene Shabbat, Nekadila. Shamor B'Zachor B'Dibor Echad, Hishmianu Elcham Yuchad. Adonai Echad U'Shemo Echad L'Shem Otiferet B'Litzila. Lechai Dodi Likraka La Yadadai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekavila. Lechai Dodi Likraka La Yadadai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekavila. Likra Shabbat Dechu V'Necha Ki mekor ha'bracha, merosh mikedem nesuka, sof ma'asa b'machshet tehila. Lechai Dodi likraka la yadadai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekavila. Lechai Dodi likraka la yadadai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekavila. Hi ori Kiva aorech humi ori, ori, shir daberi kavod Adonai, alai nigila. Lechai Dodi likraka la yadadai b'nei Shabbat nekavila. Lechai Dodi likraka la yadadai b'nei Shabbat nekavila. Now we face the entrance or exit of our building as we welcome in the Shabbos bride. Boi b'shalom atzeret ba'ala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am sigula, boi kala. Lechai Dodi likraka la yadadai b'nei Shabbat nekavila. Lechai Dodi likraka la yadadai b'nei Shabbat nekavila. Remain standing now on page 11 of our Siddurim for the Hatzi Kaddish. Yitkada v'yitkada Shemei Rabba, v'yavad yivrak rutei v'yamlich malchutei, בחייכון ובימיכון וחייתך בישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי קדושה ברכו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירה בעלמא ויאמרו amen. Page 12, we join together for the Baruchu. Baruchu et Adonai HaMivorach Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam va'ed Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam va'ed. Page 13. Eternal God, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, not let your glory depart from us. Help us become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding words. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, O Eternal, who brings on the evening. Page 14, we join at the bottom of the page. With eternal love, you have loved your people, the house of Israel. Torah and commandments, statutes and judgments you taught us. Therefore, O Eternal, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will discuss your statutes and rejoice in the words of your Torah and your commandments forever. For they are our lives and they lengthen our days, and we will meditate upon them day and night. May you never remove your love from us forever and ever. Blessed are you, O Eternal, who loves God's people, Israel. Page 15, we join together for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated for the V'ahavta on page 16. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lo'avcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadivarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatan levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shitecha b'beitecha u'v'letecha b'derech Ushachlecha uvkomecha, ukshartan liot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot beinenecha, uktatam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru v'asiten eko mitzvotai, v'eitem kirushim lelolechem, ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeti etchem mi'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 17, we join together for the responsive reading. Eternal truth is that you alone are God, and there is none else.
May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares.
Let them beat their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation. Let them study war no more.
You shall not hate another in your heart. You shall love your neighbor as yourself.
Let the stranger be in your midst, you as the native, for you once strangers in the land of Egypt.
From the house of bondage we went forth to freedom, so that all be free to sing with joy.
Page 18, we join together for Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha, Ba'alim Adonai, Micha Mocha, Nedar B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, Oesei Fele, Machutecha Ruvanecha, B'Kiyam Lifnei Moshe, Ze Eli Anu V'Yamru, Adonai Imloch Le'olam Va'ed, V'ne'emar Kifar Adonai et Yaakov, L'olam Ha'chazak Mimenu, Baruch Atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Page 19. Cause us, O eternal our God, to lie down in peace, and to awaken us each morning to life renewed with strength. Spread over us the holy shelter of your peace.
Help us to order our lives by your counsel, and lead us in the paths of righteousness. Be a shield about us, protecting us from hate and war, from pestilence and sorrow.
Curb also within us the inclination to do evil, and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Guard our going out and our coming into life, with peace from this time forth and forever.
Blessed are you, O eternal, whose holy shelter of peace is spread over us, over all God's people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Page 20, we join together for Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat le'doretan berit olam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat le'doretan berit olam B'nei Yisrael oti le'olam Oti le'olam Oti le'olam Vishamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat le'doretan berit olam Ki sheit yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz Vishamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat le'doretan berit olam Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat v'nafash Shabbat v'nafash Shabbat v'nafash Vishamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat le'doretan berit olam. We now rise for the Amidah prayer found on page 21 of our Siddurim. Once again, Tefillah begins on page 21. Adonai sepetai titahu fi yagi tehilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanera El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot Imahot U'Mevii Geula Lifnei B'nechem L'man Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia Mashiva Ruach Amerit HaGeshem Mechakel Chaim B'Chesed Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofech Cholim Umatir Asurim Omekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Baal Gibberot Umido Melech Melech Mimit Omekayem Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atah B'chachayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah kadosh v'shim hakadosh kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelu chasela Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We daven silently until page 29, where we will join together for Oseh Shalom. join together on page 29. Ose shalom bimramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom. Shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. V'yemeru, amen. Good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. So I'd like that we can share some thoughts that we have going into this week's Torah portion. Sometimes y'all take questions, or sometimes you read a little bit about this week's Torah portion, or sometimes you just come with some thoughts prepared. Did you come with any thoughts prepared this week? It's okay. It's not a test. Okay.
It's the golden calf.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have two options that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about today, since y'all didn't bring any points or anything that you wanted to talk about yourselves. We have two options. This is a little unusual, so bear with me. Okay? I can talk about Purim this evening, or I can talk about our Parshat HaShavua. Want to take it to a vote? Anyone have any preference? You want to hear about Purim? That one's a secular. It's a very secular sort of drash. I'm talking about Eichmann and a little bit about the trial and execution that had happened in Israel and its relevance to the story of Purim. That's a preview of it. The other option is more strictly Torah-based. It has to do with our Parshat HaShavua, of course, the golden calf incident. What do y'all want? Purim? It's Purim? Purim wins?
Yeah, it's Purim.
Okay.
I'm going to be at Torah study tomorrow, so
You'll hear both.
yeah.
Tomorrow, is unfortunately, they'll have to come for both to hear both.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right. So, the greatest living enemy of the Jewish people who conspired of their very extermination is said to be executed by hanging. These words could have not been taken from the Megillah reading of yesterday, but it could have easily been inserted verbatim into the story that we have read of yesterday. These words echo the memorable episode of Megillah Esther, chapter 8, verse 4, in which Achashverosh states in an edict that he has relinquished the house of Haman, and ordered that they had been hanged upon the gallows set for Haman, and who had laid upon his hands the Jewish people. However, the opening quotation I began with today is not from Megillah Esther, but instead it is from a press release and a series of press releases set from the 1960s all the way up until 1962, detailing the capture, trial, and execution of Adolf Eichmann. The press clipping that I began with should echo, though, within us, eliciting a resounding sensation of deja vu after reading Megillah Esther. Imagine once again those words, the greatest living enemy of the Jewish people, who conspired at their very extermination, is set to be executed by hanging. So a few years ago, a film came out. It was Operation Finale. It was released in American cinemas, and the film had documented the capture, trial, and execution of Adolf Eichmann by a group of Israeli secret agents functioning under a wing of the Mossad, who coordinated with a small group of local Argentinian Jews the capture of a war criminal. The capture, as the film documented, was very tricky. Eichmann was captured and flown in secret from Argentina to Israel to face trial for his crimes of humanity against the Jewish people. This, however, was not Eichmann's first visit to Israel in the 1960s. Eichmann had first visited Palestine in 1937 to meet with agents of Haganah in the hope to resettle Europe's Jews into Palestine. However, as the film pointed out, Eichmann later abandoned those plans in favor of a botched resettlement plan for European Jews in an island off of Africa, Madagascar. Only after it becomes apparent that the Madagascar plan needed to be scrapped does Eichmann adopt the moniker the architect of the final solution. The film, as it was released a few years ago, suggests that Eichmann leans on this defense during his capture, trial, and interrogations within Israel. The film received mixed messages, and it humanized a monster by suggesting his moniker was only awarded after failures of resettlement in Madagascar. However, it gives a face to Eichmann as a caring and a family human being. The film portrays him as a loving parent, a loving husband, and even a loving son. And these are aspects we prefer to remain disconnected to when speaking about criminals. We prefer to relegate Nazis, bigots, Klansmen, and the Amalekites that we read about in our story from Megillah Esther with demonization. And it sterilizes us from emotional pain. And for this reason, many Jewish groups reviewed very poorly on the film. Matt Lebovic of the Times of Israel wrote in an article entitled "The Banality of Lies in Operation Finale, Eichmann's Falsehoods Are Validated." And in the article, Lebovic suggested that the film focused on the kidnapping of the Holocaust architect and humanizes its notorious antagonist and allows his deceptions to go unchallenged on silver screen. However, the film does offer a very valuable lesson into the story of Purim. The story Lebovic did not pick up on in his piece on Operation Finale is the earth-shattering aspect to the film that is oftentimes overlooked in the story. Operation Finale is not the first film that had documented the capture, trial, and execution of Adolf Eichmann. Operation Eichmann was produced in 1961. The Man Who Captured Eichmann, shown in 1996, and Eichmann, which was produced in 2007, all touch on a very important theme. And the films in 1961, 1996, and 2007, however, all sidelined a very important character and an essential character in the story of Eichmann's capture, and that is our contemporary Esther from the story. Operation Finale, it opens up with a scene inside of a movie theater set in 1956. And as the film reels are in motion inside of a theater, two sets of eyes, they lock in a flirtatious stare with one another. The eyes, one set of those eyes belonged that to Adolf Eichmann's son, Hermann Eichmann. And across the other end of the cinema, the other eyes, the set of eyes, belongs to a young Jewish woman known as Sylvia Hermann. She is our modern-day Esther of the story. She is a Jewish heroine. The daughter of Holocaust survivor Lothar Hermann, Sylvia was raised with limited knowledge of her Jewish identity. It was purposely concealed from her. Her father only informed her of her Jewish identity and of his internment in a German concentration camp upon meeting her then-boyfriend, Hermann Eichmann. Sylvia then made a fateful, noble decision. Sylvia concealed her own Jewish identity from Hermann and collaborated with Israeli Mossad agents to collect information on Hermann's father, Adolf Eichmann, so that they could assure capture and extrication to Israel. Sylvia's story is eclipsed by dramatized accounts oftentimes that tell the story of the men who captured Eichmann. However, it was a female Jewish hero who was most responsible for Eichmann's capture and therefore his extrication to Argentina. It was a female Jewish hero who held accountable the greatest living enemy of the Jewish people, both during the time of the Queen of Esther and during the tumultuous period of Eichmann's capture. So may their centrality, the centrality of Jewish women as our heroines, be part of our stories and not be forgotten. We're forever grateful for them. Can you hear us? So may it be God's will. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, I actually know the story. Adolf Eichmann is only one of two people that Israel ever executed before doing the.
So we're going to turn to the Misha Barak prayer in just a moment. The Misha Barak prayer may be found at the very back of our Siddurim. In just a moment, I'll recite our names, and after the names have been read aloud, I'd like to ask if anyone would like to add any names to our list for today. Today's Misha Barak list includes the following names: Miriam Mendel Ben Shira, Nachman Ben Malka, Alan Lewis, Ellen Yokelson, Jerry Yokelson, Russ Pineri, Ilya Ostraya, Emma Libros, Chava Bat Sarah, Janice Robbins, Janice Tanazzo, Shoshana Ilana Bat Devora, Leslie Berg, Elaine Gordon, Jennifer Franchel, Shimon ben Abraham, Jerome Dowse, Yosef ben Alka, Yeheskel Moshe ben Rachel, Jay Sinkoff, Amy Appleman, Asher Ephraim, Justin Lays, Yvette Zamos, Regina Pasternak, Eli Oster, Eileen Lorner, Nick Rosella, and of course we draw our attention to the hostages who remain in Gaza at this time. Are there any additional names anyone would like to add to our list for today?
Dolly and Roger Bloomfield.
Dolly and Roger Bloomfield,
John, Joyce, and Corky Hockenberry.
John, Joyce, and Corky Hockenberry,
Frankie Barr.
Frankie Barr,
Lori Hanson,
Lori Hanson,
Marianne Malka,
Marianne Malka,
and Michelle Pearlstein.
Michelle Pearlstein,
Eric Waxmunski,
Eric Waxmusky,
Harriet Halcyon.
Harriet Passion,
Gabriel Levesque, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go.
No, yeah,
Gabriel Levecki.
thank
Is
you.
that it? Okay.
That's it.
Hayadina Bat Hadassah,
Hayadina Bat Hadassah,
Israel Ruben,
Yisrael Reuben ben
Nachman,
Nach,
Sharon Lipner.
Sharon Lechner, or Lechner? Lechner, okay. Alright, we're going to join together for the Misha Berak prayer found at the very back of our Siddurim. Misha Berak Avotenu Mekor Habrecha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berak Imotenu Mekor Habrecha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We now rise for the Elenu found on page 30 of our Siddurim. Avenu l'shabeach ladon hakol lateit gidula liyotzeh breshit shalo atzai kigie aratzot velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama shalo sam kalkenu kachen v'goralenu kechol hamona v'anachnu korin umishtakalim umotim lifnei melech malchei kamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Sha'unetei Shamayim V'Yosed Aretz U'Moshe Yikaro B'Shamayim B'Ma'al U'Shchinatu Zo B'Gofei Meromi Hu Eloheinu Ein Od En Okenu Efezulato Kakatuv B'Torato V'Yadata Hayom V'Hoshevota Ela Bebecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim B'Shamayim Mima'al V'Al Ha'aretz Mitachad Ein Od. Page 31. We therefore hope in you, O eternal our God, soon to behold the splendor of your might. Then will false gods vanish from the earth, and the idols will be utterly cut off to heal the world through the sovereignty of the Almighty. Then will all acclaim you as their God, and forsaking evil turn to you alone. Let all who dwell on earth acknowledge that unto you every knee must bend, and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you, O eternal our God, let them humble themselves. To your glorious name let them give honor. Let all accept the yoke of your dominion, that you may rule over them soon and forever. For the dominion is yours, and you will rule in glory, as it is written. The Eternal will reign forever and ever. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz. Vayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad. U'shemo echad. You may remain standing. In just a moment, we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish. The Mourner's Kaddish may be found on page 33 of our Siddurim. And in just a moment, I'll be reciting names from our Yortzeit list, as well as members of our community who have recently passed. After the names have been read aloud, if you are observing a Yortzeit or in the period of Shloshim, please share with us the name of your loved ones, so that we as one community may pray for the elevation of their neshama to Shemayim above. Today's Yortzeit list includes the following names: Goldie Prestonson, Solomon Namias, Melvin Watting, Harry Rothberg, Max Scholar, Herbie Marcus, Louis Bodock, Marge Francisco, Rachel Becker, Harold Levinson, Toby Rozovsky, Edward Sheff, William Natras, Sam Pfeifferbaum, Anna Bushbaum Manziano, Francis Goldstein, Estelle Rockbird, Rebecca Haberman, Sean Sinkoff, Milton Goldstein, Saul Burleston, Doris Barron, Edith Sinkoff, Gertrude Silverston, Jean Better, Samuel Levy, Jenny Goodman, Eleanor Harris, Alan Cohen, Etta Peller, Charlotte Friedman. Recently passed from our community are the following names: Stephen Poland, Zangel Ben Motel Beshifra, Erwin Schwab, Ruth Lewis, Shlomo Leib Ben Vogel, Bruce Estrin, Francis Sayowitz, Phil Miller, Brian Leibowitz, Hirsch Poland, Cantor Mary Barron, Wendy Sanserberry, Ann Mushkel, Harry Roden, Sam Perlin, Gussie Blumenstock, Michael Berkowitz, Marcy Victor Banks, Christine Alana Scholar. Are there any additional names anyone is observing a yurtzeit for here today or in the period of Shoshim of?
Bob Bigos.
Bob Bigos,
Martin Lepson,
Martin Lepson,
Martin,
Lepson,
and Alice Newman.
Alice Newman,
Okay, Tom Moore,
Tom Moore,
Lloyda Friedenreich,
Lloyda Friedenreich,
Lenny Preston,
Lenny Preston,
Lois Flamholtz,
Lois Flamholtz,
Gerald Michael Greenfield,
Gerald Michael Greenfield,
Julie Marks,
Julie Marks,
and just passed away, Suzanne Baker.
Suzanne Baker. Thank you. Any additional names? We remain standing if it is your custom on page 33 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah v'alma divrach yiritzei v'yamlich malchutzei v'chayechon u'yoimechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen Yehei shmei rabah mivorach l'olam olamei almaya Yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei v'kudashah b'rechu le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran b'yoma v'imru amen Yehi shlama rabbanim shamaya v'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen oseh shalom b'imru amav Uyase shalom aleinu v'el kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen. You may be seated. We now have an opportunity for our announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good job.
Saturday, March 15th, Torah study at 10 a.m., worship at 10:30 a.m. Volunteer recognition dinner Sunday, March 23rd, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. More information on weekly email. When does the registration stop?
We already did.
You already did, okay. So if you haven't signed up, you're not going.
See ya.
Yeah. Hebrew School Open House and Student Passover Seder, April 9th, 2025, 4:30 p.m. More information on weekly email. Second night Seder, Sunday, April 13th, 6:30 p.m. More information on weekly email. Spring Challah, what is that?
Spring what?
The Spring Challah said Saturday.
Kala. It's with a K, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, spring Kala. If you want, I can talk about it now, or if you want me to talk about it now?
Sure.
Okay. So Spring Kala is part of NIFTY, and that is the Federation of Youth that is associated with the Reform Movement. I believe it is based at Shirami this year. Is that where it says on there?
It
doesn't
says
say.
that.
Okay, so it is at Shirami this year. There is going to be transportation that is arranged through GARE, that is the Garden State Federation of Youth for Reform congregations. So if you have children that are in high school or that are interested in socializing with other kids that are from the Jewish community on a local level, please let our office know, and we'll put you in touch with the representatives for our region so that they can participate in the event. Any questions? No? Do any of you want to come? Go ahead.
Student Shabbat, March 29th. Yom HaShoah, Sunday, March 27th at 2 o'clock p.m. at the Senior Center.
April.
April, what did I say?
March.
All right. Talking with the Rabbi, Wednesday, March 19th and March 26th at 11 a.m.
Okay, thank you. We join together on page 34 from Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yisir Nivra Li'et Nasa V'chezo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nigra V'yachad Reid Kilot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yiyeh B'tif'ara V'hu Echad V'ein Sheni Lehamshilo Lechachbira B'li Reshit B'li Tachlit V'lo ha'oz v'hamizra v'hu Eli v'chaya goali v'tzor chevli v'yetzara v'hu nisi umanos li menat kosi v'yom ekra v'ya'ado afkid ruchi v'yetishan v'ya'ira v'im ruchi geviyati Adonai li velo ira. Good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to join for the Kiddush as well as for the Chamosi in just a moment.
Right.
Oh, Stephen.
Yeah.
Thank you.